A Crosman, model 1077. Here you can see just the important parts again, namely this thing, which isn't important, and this thing I want to sell to Egan. So this isn't just for the amusement of the masses, but also serves as an example. What does the good piece look like? Right off the bat for Egan, selling this thing as defective because I've only had problems with CO guns, always, and always with leaks. So there could be something mechanically wrong here. Magazine. So you can hear it's a so-called double action system. Yeah, you can see it on the barrel. There are 1 or 2 spots of surface rust. How close can I get here before it gets blurry? But I think you can see it. The thing was simply stored improperly, not always smeared with Nivea, but rather heartlessly and forgotten because nothing shows up anyway. And that's why it's going for €1. So starting at $1. So for those who aren't quite the pros yet, let's just say that with this thing, Crosman more or less kicked off the era of multi-shot CO guns. So this is a 12-shot magazine, 2001 in .177 caliber, and it was shot in double action. Here at the front, a CO cartridge goes in, and that's part of the problems I've always had with CO guns. Not only are they always leaking, but they're also always empty. So you have a pack of spare cartridges because they're always empty. 3 magazines are already empty or something. This thing is defective. So basically everything works. But I can say with a certain degree of certainty, 2001, that something in here isn't right, it's leaking, whatever. So I'm selling it as a hot stoner, a project base, whatever. Maybe someone can fix it again. It's not a sensational one-of-a-kind piece or worth collecting. These things are still being sold by the dozen. They still exist today. Do yourselves a favor, don't buy it. There are better options these days. I'm not taking it apart either. By the way, why am I wearing gloves? So I don't spread my fingerprints everywhere again and create even more rust. Who knows how long this thing has been sitting around? And to make the thing a bit more appealing for people, there's not just one magazine included. No, there's a second magazine included, and there's also a third magazine included. And there's also a 4th magazine included, 2001. And additionally, there are 2 spare drums as well. You can, wait a minute, how was that? You can pull this latch here. Then you can take the drum out. That's exactly how it was, right? You have a 12-shot drum, you load in 4.5 pellets and push it back in. And that's how you can empty a lot of capsules in a very short time. Yeah, found relatively little about this that would be historically interesting. You can take a look at Wikipedia or relevant forums. 1,000 people have had this thing, and accordingly, 1,000 people have gathered their experiences with it. This weird lever here was somehow meant to pull something back when a pellet got jammed and you couldn't turn the drum anymore, which is why you couldn't get the magazine out. You could use this to somehow retract something that moves inside. 2001, and then you can definitely get the magazine out again and deal with any pellets that were loaded crooked. The problem has actually occurred less frequently for me. Everything actually works pretty well, but there was always something that was leaking. I've always tried to get everything sealed up again, but in the end, I just failed and get rid of this thing, away with the damage. What do we have here? I just thought this is one, is it a serial number? No. Yes, that's a serial number. Wow, it's so small. Wait a minute, I need to turn this around. I have to say this out loud because I need to add it to my serial number collection. Wow, that's tiny. Can you read this? I'll hold it up to the camera. I see it, the magnification. Yeah, it's not that simple after all. Well, I shouldn't be able to decipher this anymore. Upside down works better than the right way up. It starts with 19. I'll grab a magnifying glass from below. I'll write that down below the video later. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, possibly a 9-digit number. So we do have a serial number. Maybe we can narrow it down by age somehow. Yeah. I'll sell it as it is, and then we'll see what happens next. Maybe I'll write to you as soon as I've put the thing online at Egan. I'll just put the link to it in the video. Then whoever wants can bid strongly. But I don't expect to get much out of it because, as I said, there are plenty of these things The main thing is that we get out of here and there is one less place. The one that's occupied is in the cupboard. Yeah, then we're done with that already. Then I thank you all again very much. That's what the man says, who has to turn off his camera all by himself.